Good morning everyone. I welcome you all for this session. So in this session, let me continue the problems on equilibrium of forces, and that is problems on cylinders, right? So in this particular problem, there are 3 cylinders. So let us see the problem first. So here, there are 2 smooth cylinders, each of weight is 1000 Newton and the cylinder radius is 150 mm, right? Are connected to their centers by a string AB. That means, see, these are the 2 cylinders. This is cylinder A and this is cylinder B. These 2 cylinders is resting on a floor and these 2 cylinders are tied by using a string, and that string is tied to its centers, right? Next. And the length of the string is also given, and that is 400 mm. Here it is mentioned in the figure. Now, the another cylinder of same radius, that is 150 mm, and the weight of the cylinder is different, and that is 2000 Newton. Now, I need to determine the tension in the string and reaction at the contact points, right? So in this particular problem, there are 3 cylinders and these 3 cylinders are in equilibrium. The complete system is in equilibrium, right? So this complete system is in equilibrium only because of this string which is tied to cylinder A and cylinder B. Because of this string, these 2 cylinders is not moving even after placing another cylinder on it. That is most important. When you place a cylinder on these 2 cylinders, obviously cylinder A and cylinder B should move, but it is not moving because of this string. That is the reason why the complete system is in equilibrium, right? Now, let us see what are the unknowns we need to find out. So this is the string AB. That means in the string there will be tension, and the tension should be indicated by the 2 arrow marks which is coming inward. Let me denote it as T, right? Now there is a contact point here, that is F. So there will be a reaction which will be perpendicular to the surface, and that is reaction RF. Here there will be one more reaction, and that is RG. So each and every reaction should be perpendicular to the surface or the support, right? So this is one more contact point between the 2 cylinders, that is C and A, and we know that at the contact point between the 2 cylinders there will be always compression. So here at the point D there will be a compression. Similarly, there is one more contact point between these 2 cylinders, and between the contact point of the cylinder always there will be compression, and that should be indicated by the 2 arrow marks which is going outwards, and that I have to mention in the free body diagram. Compression I can mention in the free body diagram, right? So now in this particular problem I need to find out what is RF, number 1, number 2 RG, number 3 tension in the string, number 4 that is the reaction or the compression at the point D. So that is, and this one, that is the fifth unknown, and that is RE, that is also compression. So in this particular problem I need to calculate the 4 unknowns. Let me list that. So RF, then RG, then RD, then RE, then the tension in the string, that is T. So I need to calculate totally 5 unknowns. In order to calculate 5 unknowns, minimum I need 3 free body diagrams, right? So in sphere types of problems or in cylinder types of problems, if there is one cylinder, you can write one free body diagram. So totally there are 3 cylinders, that means I can write 3 free body diagram. So using 3 free body diagram, easily I can find out the 5 unknowns, right? Now let us draw the free body diagram by considering all 3 cylinders simultaneously, right? So free body diagram for cylinder A, B and C, right? So while writing the cylinders, you have to give some space between the cylinder in order to mention the reaction, that is the compression, right? So now in the same way, I have to draw the cylinders. So these are the 2 cylinders and the third one I need to write here, but I should give some gap between the cylinders like this in order to mention the compression. That's it. So this is cylinder A, this is cylinder B and this is cylinder C. So let me mention the self-weight of the cylinder first. So cylinder A self-weight is 1000 Newton, which will be coming downwards, and here 1000 Newton self-weight of this cylinder, and self-weight of this cylinder will be equal to 2000 Newton. The radius of all 3 cylinders are same, right? Now let us mention the reaction which is offered by the supports and which is offered by the cylinders. In between the cylinders, what will be the reaction? Next, so this is the tension. So this will be point B, and this is the tension. So I need to represent the tension for this cylinder like this. See, this is how I need to mention. So now this is the tension for this cylinder, I need to mention like this. Now this is the reaction which is offered by the floor, and that is RF, and this is RG. Now I need to mention the compression between the cylinders, and when you mention the compression, it should be such a way that the line of action should be passing from the cylinders. So 2 arrow marks which is going outward. So if I rub here, this reaction is for cylinder C, this reaction is for cylinder A, but I need to mention this reaction, and that is RD, and even this reaction is RD, right? See, the line of action of the reaction should be passing from the line of action should be passing from the center like this. Now I need to mention one more compression between these 2 cylinders, and it should be indicated by the 2 arrow marks which is going outward like this. If I rub here, so this is RE reaction. This is RE reaction for this cylinder, and this is RE reaction for this cylinder. So this is how you need to write the free body diagram considering all the cylinders simultaneously, right? Next I need to calculate what will be the angle for these inclined reactions, and that is one is RD and another one is RE. So let me calculate the angle for those 2 reactions with respect to horizontal by using this figure. See, radius of all 3 cylinders is 150 mm, and these are the theta which is mentioned in the problem. So these 2 angles are equal. 2 sides of the triangle are equal, that means it is the isosceles triangle. So in the isosceles triangle, if you drop a perpendicular like this, so the base of the triangle will be divided equally. If this is 400, this distance from here to here, it will be equal to 200 mm. From here to here, it will be equal to 200 mm. right? Now I should consider this right angle triangle. Let me write this right angular triangle outside. So this is the right angle triangle. So this is 90 degrees. This is the angle theta. So I need to find two sides in order to find out the theta. So let me get this distance, that is hypotenuse. The radius of this cylinder is 150. The radius of this cylinder is 150. So the total length will become 150 plus 150 is equal to 300 mm. So the hypotenuse value will be equal to 300 mm. Now let us calculate the adjacent side. So I have already mentioned here, from here to here the distance will be equal to 200 mm. So distance will be equal to 200 mm. Now this is the hypotenuse and this is the adjacent. To get the value of theta, I need to consider the cos. So cos theta will be equal to adjacent by hypotenuse. So theta value will be equal to, so theta value is equal to 48.18 degrees. So this is how you need to calculate the angle for those inclined reactions or inclined forces or compression, whatever you say, everything is same, right? Next, after getting the theta value, now I need to write the free body diagram separately for each cylinder so that easily I can apply the conditions, right? Now, so let me write the free body diagram. So first I am going to write the free body diagram for the cylinder C. So free body diagram at point C or for cylinder C. So this is the point C here. So I can write this self weight here by using the principles I have told many times. So this is 2000 Newton. So I can write this reaction here. So that is RD. So I can write this reaction here. So and that will be RE. So let us mention the angle for the inclined forces. Just now I have calculated theta, that is 48.18 is the angle here. It is the angle here. Now this dotted line is representing the reaction, that is RD. It is representing that compression, and this dotted line is representing RE. That means with respect to horizontal, if this angle is theta, so with respect to horizontal, this angle will be equal to theta. Got it? So with respect to horizontal, this angle will be equal to theta. With respect to horizontal theta, with respect to horizontal theta. For both the inclined reactions, that is RD and RE, the angle with respect to horizontal is same, that is 48.18, that what we have calculated here. Understood? Right? Now with respect to horizontal, even this angle is 48.18 and this angle is 48.18. Now let us write the free body diagram for the cylinder A. So free body diagram at point A. So now this is point A. So this is 1000 Newton. I am going to write here because there is one more reaction which is downward. Sorry, there is one more reaction below this point also. So therefore I need to mention 1000 Newton here, right? So this is the reaction, that is RF. So this is the tension, that is T. I can write this RD here. So this is RD value. So with respect to horizontal, this angle will be equal to theta, right? In the same way, I need to write the free body diagram for this cylinder also, that is free body diagram at point B. So this is point B. So this is 1000 Newton. I need to write here because there is one more reaction that I need to mention I need to mention here down. So that is Rg and that is 1000 Newton. So this is the tension, that is T, and there is one more reaction, that Re, I need to mention here. So this will be equal to Re with respect to horizontal, this angle will be equal to theta, right? So now I have written all the free body diagrams separately. Now I need to apply the condition to get the unknowns. So obviously if I compare three free body diagram, so in this free body diagram there are only two unknowns. That means I need to apply the condition for this first, right? So let us apply the Lami's theorem for this free body diagram. So before applying this, I need to calculate the angle between the forces. This is 90 degrees, this is 48.18. The total angle will be equal to 138.18. 138.18. So angle between these two forces will be same, that is 138.18. So this is the remaining angle, and that angle will be equal to 83.64. So this is how you need to calculate the angle between the forces. Now let us apply the Lami's theorem. Apply Lami's theorem for free body diagram at point C. So that is point C. Now, so this is 2000 is proportional to sine of 83.64 is equal to RD is proportional to sine of 138.18 and RE is proportional to sine of 138.18. Now equating two terms at a time. So because sine 138 and here also it is sine 138, so answer for RD and RE it will be same. If you simplify this by equating two terms at a time, the answer remains the same. So that answer will be equal to RE is equal to RD, RE is equal to RD is equal to 134.18 Newton. You can check that, right? So first you equate two terms at a time, calculate RD first, then equate these two terms and then calculate RE, you will get the same answer, right? Now let us move to the next free body diagram, that is free body diagram at point A. So in this free body diagram, I got to know one unknown, that is RD is equal to 134.18. So remaining two unknowns I need to find out. One is RF and another one will be the value T. So in this free body diagram, there are four forces and I need to apply the equilibrium condition, right? I cannot go for Lami's theorem. So apply equilibrium condition to find for free body diagram at point A. So in order to apply the equilibrium condition, I need to resolve the inclined force. If I resolve the inclined force here, so let me resolve here only. So this will be one, that is RD. So this will be the x component, this will be the y component, this is the angle theta. So the x component will be equal to RD cos theta. This will be RD sin theta. I know the value of RD, I know the value of theta, right? Now let us substitute, let us apply the condition and then substitute these things. So first, summation of fx is equal to 0. So this is plus t, then this is minus 134.18 into cos theta is 48.18. If you simply is equal to 0, if you simplify this, you will get the value of t. So the value of t will be equal to 894.73. 894.73 Newton is the value of t. That's it. You need to mention the unit, that is Newton here, because in the question for the sulfate the unit is Newton. So for entire problem, for each and every force, weight and reaction, you need to mention the same unit, right? Now let me apply another condition, that is summation Fy is equal to 0. So this is 1000, that is minus 1000, this is plus Rf, and this is minus Rd, that is minus Rd is 134.18 into sine of 48.18. Understood? Right? Is equal to 0. So if I simplify this equation, easily I can get the value of Rf, and Rf value will be equal to 2000 kilonewton. So Rf value is equal to 2000, it's not kilonewton, it is Newton, 2000 Newton. Understood? Right? Now there is only one unknown, and that is Rg. So in this free body diagram, now it is only one unknown, and that is Rg, because Re value is equal to how much? Re value is 134.18, and I also know what is t value now. T is equal to 894 point something, right? So now in that free body diagram there is only one unknown. That means I need to apply one equilibrium condition. You can go for summation of Fx, or you can go for summation of Fy. Sorry, because see here, because it is vertical, the unknown is vertical, you have to go for summation of Fy is equal to 0. Then only you can find the vertical unknown, right? So now I need to apply the equilibrium condition for this free body diagram, and I need to apply only one condition in that, that is summation of Fy is equal to 0. Understood? Right? So apply the equilibrium condition. Apply equilibrium condition for free body diagram at point B. At point B. That too I need to apply summation of Fy is equal to 0, because the unknown is vertical. If you take horizontal condition, that is the summation of Fx is equal to 0, you will not get this unknown, right? So in this, so this is minus 1000 plus this is a plus Rg. So if I resolve this reaction, I need to consider only vertical term, that is minus Re value is 134.18 into sine of theta is 48.18 is equal to 0. So now if I simplify this, the Rg value will be equal to 2000 Newton. Rg value will be equal to 2000 Newton. So this is how you need to solve the problem if there are 3 cylinders, right? Next, let us move to the next problem. Good morning everyone. I welcome you all for this session. So in this session, let me continue the problems on equilibrium of forces. So that is problems on sphere, so which is having 3 cylinders. So let me see the problem now. See, 3 cylinders of weight 500 Newton each and 24 units. That means the diameter or the radius, it is mentioned in terms of units here, right? So 24 units in diameter are placed in a channel, right, as shown in the figure. Determine the reaction at all contact points. Take the cylinders are smooth, right? So this complete system is having 3 cylinders and all the 3 cylinders are placed in a channel. So this complete system is in equilibrium. All the cylinders are in equilibrium because it is placed in a channel, right? The weight of 3 cylinder is same, that is 500 Newton. So now I need to calculate the reaction at all contact points, and the contact points is also mentioned in the figure itself. See, this is the first contact point between the surface of the channel and the cylinder, right? So this is the second contact point between these two cylinders. This is the third contact point between these two. This is the fourth one. This is fifth. This is sixth. That means in this particular problem I need to calculate 6 unknown, that is 6 reactions. So in order to calculate 6 unknowns, I want to draw 3 free body diagrams. For each cylinder you can draw one free body diagram. So in this problem we are having 3 cylinders. That means we can draw 3 free body diagram. So using one free body diagram, you can easily find out 2 unknowns. 3 free body diagram, easily you can calculate 6 unknowns. So this is how you need to analyze the problem, right? So in the last session I have explained how to write the free body diagram if 2 cylinders or 3 cylinders are given in the problem. So in this particular problem there are 3 cylinders, so I need to draw the free body diagram considering all the cylinder at simultaneously, that means at same time, right? Now let me draw the free body diagram for 3 cylinders, So let me mention the points, the center point of the cylinder, let it be A, this is B and this is C, right? So now I need to draw the free body diagram considering all 3 cylinders simultaneously, but you have to give some gap between the cylinders in order to mention the compression, right? So these points I have already told in all the previous sessions, right? So these are the 3 cylinders. So I have given some gap between the cylinders. This is how you need to write the free body diagram. So this is cylinder A, this is cylinder B, this is cylinder C. Let me mention the self weight, and always the self weight of the cylinder will be acting downwards and it will be vertical. So the self weight is 500 Newton. So 500 Newton, self weight of all 3 cylinders are same. So this is 500 Newton. So let me mention the reaction at all contact points. See, so this is the contact point and always the reaction will be perpendicular to the surface, and let me mention the reaction at that point as R1. So this is R1. So this is one more reaction. This is R6. This is one more reaction. This is R5. And this is one more reaction, that is R4. This is R4. And at point 2 and point 3 there will be compression. I can easily mention in the free body diagram. So this is R1, and always the reaction, line of action of the reaction should be passing from the center of the cylinder. That should be, you have to keep in mind always. So this will be R1, this will be R6, and let me mention the compression between these 2 cylinders, and even the compression reaction should be passing from the center of these 2 cylinders. Let me separate these 2. So this reaction is for cylinder C, this reaction is for cylinder A, and the reaction is R2, and even this reaction is R2, right? Now let me mention the reaction for the point C, and this is the reaction, and that is R3, and this will be R3, right? Now this is R5, so this is R5, and this will be R4, See, the most important point is the line of action of all the reaction and the self weight should be passing from the center like this. This is most important, right? See, so this is how you need to mention the line of action. So I have drawn the free body diagram considering 3 cylinders simultaneously. Now I need to draw the free body diagram separately so that easily you can apply the condition. It may be Lami's theorem or it may be equilibrium condition. So let me draw the free body diagram for this first. So that is a free body diagram at point C. So using the principle, so this is point C, so the weight is 500 Newton. So I have to mention this R2 here. So this is R2. I have to mention R3 here. So this will be R3. After writing the free body diagram separately, you have to calculate the angle for the inclined forces. So in order to calculate the angle for the inclined forces, I need to take the help of this figure. That means I need to calculate what is this angle, let me call it as alpha, and what is this angle, that is alpha. So these 3 cylinders are identical cylinders and the dimension of the cylinders are same. That means the angles, these 2 angles will be equal. That means this is representing the isosceles triangle. So let me write this isosceles triangle separately. So I am going to write here. So this is the isosceles triangle. So this will be alpha, this will be alpha. Now I need to calculate the sides of the isosceles triangle. So the overall diameter of one cylinder is 24. That means what should be the radius? 24 divided by 2, that will be equal to 12. Right? So this is 12. This is 12. So 12 plus 12, 24. So this will be equal to 24. Now same thing, this distance will be equal to 24. Now I need to calculate this distance. See, the overall distance is 58. The overall distance is 58, out of which I need to subtract this radius and this radius. Right? That means overall is 58. 58 minus of 12. That is 58 minus of 12 and that will be equal to, I think that will be equal to 34 units. So this will be equal to 34 units. So because it is an isosceles triangle, if you drop a perpendicular like this, so this distance and this distance will be equal, that is 34 divided by 2 and that will be equal to 17 and 17. So this distance will be equal to 17 and this distance will be equal to 17. Now easily you can get alpha value by using hypotenuse is 24 and adjacent is 17. That means I need to use cos. That is cos theta will be equal to adjacent. Adjacent value is 17, hypotenuse value is 24 and theta value will be equal to 44.9 degrees. 44.9 degrees. So this is how you need to calculate the angle. It is not theta, it is alpha. Right? See, this dotted line is representing R2 and this dotted line is representing RT. That means if the dotted line angle with respect to horizontal is alpha, so R2, for R2, the angle with respect to horizontal will be equal to alpha. That's it. So in order to find this angle for R2 and RT, I have find the alpha value in this figure. Understood? Right? Okay. So even this angle will be equal to alpha and even this angle will be equal to alpha. So this is how you need to calculate the angle for the inclined forces, and it is very, very important. So writing the free body diagram will be important in each and every problem. If you do some mistake in writing the free body diagram, so totally the problem will be wrong, right? So let me draw the free body diagram for this one, that is for the cylinder A. Free body diagram at point A. So this is point A and this is 500 Newton and this is R6 and this is R1. I hope you know how to write the free body diagram by using the principle of transmissibility of forces. So I have already explained all these things in the last class. I will not repeat, okay? So this is the free body diagram for this cylinder, and this will be the last problem on equilibrium of forces. In the next session I am going to start with the friction. Okay, next. So free body diagram at point B. So this is point B and this will be 500 Newton and this will be R5 and this will be R4 and this will be R3 with respect to horizontal, and this angle will be equal to alpha, right? So now I need to apply the condition separately for these three free body diagram, starting with the free body diagram which will be having minimum number of unknowns. So these two free body diagram is having 3 unknowns or 4 unknowns. I think in this free body diagram there are 3 unknowns. So in this free body diagram there are 3 unknowns. So in this there are only 2. That means I need to apply the condition for this. So for this free body diagram, can I apply Lami's theorem? Yes, I can apply because there are only 3 forces. So let me calculate the angle between the forces first. So this is 44.9 and this is 90. 90 plus 44.9, it is 134.9. So even this angle will be 134.9 and this remaining angle will be equal to the remaining angle will be equal to, that is 90 degrees. Okay. Now let me apply the Lami's theorem for this free body diagram. That is, apply Lami's theorem for free body diagram at point A. So that will be equal to 500 is proportional to sine 90 is equal to RC will be proportional to 134.9 is equal to R2 is proportional to, so this is sine 134.9 and even it is sine 134.9. Now let me equate 2 terms at a time. See, this angle and this angle is same. That means if you calculate separately by equating 2 terms, the answer of R3 and R2 will be same. You can check. First equate these 2 terms and get R3. Then equate these 2 terms and get R2. The answer remains the same. By equating 2 terms at a time, the answer of R3 will be equal to R2 and that value will be equal to 354.17. 354.17 Newton will be the answer. Right? Next, let us apply equilibrium condition for this free body diagram. So now in this free body diagram, I know the value of R2. What is R2? 354.17 is the value. Now I need to calculate only R6 and R1 by applying the equilibrium condition. That is, apply condition for free body diagram at point A. At point A. That means, so this is not A, this will be C. So this is at point C. So this is at point A, right? Okay. Now, so I need to resolve this inclined force first before applying the equilibrium condition. So you know how to resolve. Directly I am going to write here, right? So that is summation of Fx is equal to 0. Summation of Fx is equal to 0. Starting from here, this is plus R1 and this will be minus 354.17 into cos alpha value is 44.9 is equal to 0. So only these two will be the horizontal forces. So if you simplify this, the R1 value will be equal to 250.87. R1 will be equal to 250.87 Newton. See, in the question they have mentioned the unit as units itself. So here you can write units or you can choose any of the unit like Newton or anything. So that is the reason why I am writing Newton here. Okay. Next. So let me apply summation of Fy is equal to 0. Starting from here, there are three vertical forces. The first one is plus R6. This is minus 500. So this will be equal to minus 354.17 into sine of 44.9 is equal to 0. So there is only one unknown in this, and that R6 value will be equal to 750 Newton. That is R6 will be equal to 750 Newton will be the answer. In the same way, now I need to apply the equilibrium condition for this, in which R3 value, I know the R3 value is 354.17 Newton. So now I need to calculate what is R4 and R5, right? Now I need to apply equilibrium condition. Apply equilibrium condition for free body diagram at point B. At point B. So that will be summation of Fx is equal to 0. Summation of Fx will be equal to. So there are only two horizontal forces. One will be minus R4. Another one will be plus 354.17 into cos 44.9 is equal to 0. So if you simplify this, the R4 value will be equal to 250.87. So R4 will be equal to 250.87 Newton. Now let us apply the next condition, that is summation of Fy is equal to 0. So in this there are three vertical components. The first one will be plus R5. This will be minus 500. This is minus 500. Even this will be minus. So that is minus 354.17 into sine of 44.9 is equal to 0. If I calculate this, R5 value will be equal to 750 Newton. So this is how you need to calculate all the unknowns in this particular problem, right?